Take as much profit as you can, close, analyze your next trade, or that's it for the day. Get out. You don't have to be here. This video is about trading hacks that other people do not really know or do not apply, and I'm here to explain it. So before we get into the video, make sure to like so other people can see it too, and also subscribe because I am building this channel up and it really helps me. So yeah, if you're a trader, here are the 7 hacks that have improved my trading game. I'm going to make this video as short as possible, so let's go. 1 is set your risks first and not your target. I focus on what I am risking. Before placing a trade, I do not just agree because I'm looking at what the potential outcome of what I am getting is. So always check the higher time frame before the lower time frame. The big picture matters the most. Then you can come to the 15-minute time frame and analyze before placing your trade. 3, do not chase the market. If you miss it, let it go. Another setup is coming. This is what FOMO costs. Because let me give you an example. If you go to the bus stop late and the bus is already leaving, do you chase after the bus or you wait for the next bus? Apply that same mentality to the charts. If you miss your setup, let the setup go. Another setup is coming. That is not the end of the market. The market is always going to provide setup. So there's no need to chase after the other setup and lose money. You just have to wait for the new setup to come. Eventually, setup is going to come. That is the best way to save your money, instead of trying to chase the setup and you end up losing money. Or the trade actually came back and hit your stop loss, eventually going back to your TP. That is one thing about it. Do not chase any setup that you have missed. If you are late, let the setup go. Another one is going to come eventually. We are here to make money. We are not here to lose money. Eventually, losing money is a thing, but we all want to make money here. We are not here to lose money. 5, journal every trade. Patterns in your behavior will shock you. That is something I have experienced. When I was not journaling my trade, I didn't even know that I had FOMOs. I had this over trading decision, that I was just taking the trade out of impulse instead of actually from the setup. It's when I started journaling my trade and I started having a feedback. I went back, think about reflection. I think about the trade I already took. I analyzed it and I was thinking about the trade. What behavior, what emotions, what was I exhibiting? And I noticed that yes, I was having FOMO, I was over trading because I lost money here, I'm chasing the market. That is why journaling is important. Journaling shows you a data, an overall picture of what you've done. It's just like making a video and posting it online and go back to the video and watch the video. Go back and reflect on the video and see what will you have said that will have made the video more better. That is same thing as journaling. That is why journaling is important. If you do not journal, you don't have no data to go back to. You don't have no information about yourself to go back to and see how you've been doing. You will just have been saying, yes, that was a good trade, that was a good trade. As you anytime you win money, you will say that's a good trade. What if it was not a good trade? That's one thing. Journaling gives you enough information about yourself and the data for you to reflect on and get better at what you do. That's why journaling is important and is one of the keys that you need. 6, there's a saying that says, let your winners run and cut your losers short. This is one of the easiest things, but it's easier said than done. Why did I say it's easier said than done? When it comes to doing that, people don't really look at it from that view that they need to cut their loser short and stop holding their losing trade for so long. Because that is one thing about humans. We are not robots. We are not like coded. We are humans. We are thinking out of emotions. When we have a losing trade, we're like, oh my God, let me just hold this trade for a little while. Maybe this trade is going to reverse back to the entry, and now yes, I can probably close out. Some people have that situation that eventually the trade reversed back to the entry, but they didn't close out. They were like, you know what, let me just hold it, maybe it's coming my way now, and it came back and hit their stop loss. And some people, when they have had so much loss that they are so used to getting losses, when they are now in a winning trade, instead of they should let that trade run and take as much profit as possible, they were like, okay, I've already made this profit, okay, let me just close here, But if it comes to their losers, they are always like wishing for it to come back to entry. That is one thing that makes us lose money. If you cut your losers short and hold your winners long, you will see that eventually over time you will start becoming profitable. That is something I also find hard doing. I might come here saying that you should do this, do that, but me too, I need to make sure I always do this, because every time I always remind myself in the trade, I have a board written here with all what rules I should be following. And yes, before I take a trade, I always reflect on it, and any behavior I see I'm not doing, I'm going to let it go. But sometimes I've experienced a situation whereby I hold the trade for so long, eventually came back to my entry. I've had that situation, but it's actually good to hold trade. Depending on your risk to reward, it's always good to hold your trade, because I know normally it's not all trade that can give you a specific amount of move. So take as much amount of profit as you can and always cut your loser short. That is the goal. Make more than you lose. 7. Do not chase unrealistic risk to reward. I have seen so many people having a 1 to 20 risk reward trade, 1 to 10 risk reward trade, depending on if it's sniper, but I've seen some people losing money from that decision that they make. Not all trade. You have to know your pair, trade that pair for a very long time for you to understand that this pair, can it give me like a 1 to 10 in a single move, or can it give me like a 1 to 20 in a single move? Depending on the pair, you will know that the pair, if you have been trading the pair for a long while, you know that this pair cannot just release all those moves. That is why it's good to stick to one pair and trade it over time before you can dabble with other pairs. So always aim for like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5 list. Take as much profit as you can. Do not always try to aim for a home run. Not every day is a home run. Most times, taking little profit and accumulating it over time is what actually matters than actually looking for a home run. Looking for a 1 to 10 risk reward trade, looking for a 1 to 20 risk reward trade does not even make you a better trader. It does not like make you more popular than the other traders. Some people might be in competition who has the highest risk reward. It does not make sense. We are all here to make money. Take as much profit as you can, close, analyze your next trade, or that's it for the day. Get out. You don't have to be here. Always aim for a realistic trade. Do not aim for a trade that is not too realistic. So that is it for today, and yeah, have a profitable week. And one more thing, guys, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel to 100 subscribers, then I'm going to start aiming for higher ones. So without you guys help, I'm not going to be able to do this, but with you guys help, I'm going to be able to get this channel to 100 subscribers. So yeah, peace out.